Sathya, 20 minutes please.
It's a great pleasure to be here in Dr. MGR Janaki College of Arts and Science. In fact, whenever I come to this college, I feel that our own MGR spirit remains here. And this is a very important topic, and very happy that the college has taken it up. National Education Policy 2019. My dear friends, I want to draw an analogy to tell you why this education policy is first of all required. My dear friends, India is a country where knowledge was supreme. And invaders came not only for the wealth we had, but the knowledge we had. We should understand that. And my dear friends, when the world was thinking to civilize itself, India had a civilization. And when the man was searching for the food, Indian people were searching for the purpose of life. That is how a lot of thought leadership emerged from India. India had not less than 13 universities is what I understand from the research what I have done. My dear friends, two major universities, Takshashila and Nalanda is what is projected. Our own Kanchipuram is one of the knowledge hub of Asia. Adi Shankara, when he got enlightened, the first place he visited was Kanchipuram before he went to Narmada. The Vedantic tradition emerged from Kanchipuram. You should understand that. And that is the kind of a contribution we had done from here, and we don't have any records. India never patented, India never had any ownership on the knowledge. We provided knowledge and food free. Aditi Devo Bhava is our system in India. And why I am giving all this reference, when the Mughals came, they just invaded, but they became part of our culture. We accepted them. Even though they have invaded, they have damaged us. But they also took our knowledge, mathematics, algebra, the Islamic people, when the Mughals came here, they took that and they popularized it outside, claiming or not claiming as an Indian. But Britishers came here, they came with a purpose. They did not just came here to plunder, but they came here to ensure that India never raises up. That's a point. And when Lord Macaulay came to India, he had a very clear idea. I don't have much time to discuss about the charter, what they came out as for the education policy. India did not have an education policy as a system. Education policy over a period of time evolved in India. When the world itself did not have an education policy, we had an education policy here. Please understand that. But we never had it in the paper. We never documented. But however, every person was enlightened here. Please understand that. We did not have a knowledge system. We just did not have a knowledge system. We had a wisdom system in India. That's a higher level of knowledge. And when he came here, he understood that these people are so much enlightened, a higher level of knowledge, we should degrade them. Please understand. Only when you degrade the knowledge level, they will become slave to the Britishers. So, what he thought, we should create clerks, we should create servants, so that they will work under us and we can dominate them forever. And India will become our country forever. This was the idea in which they came to India. They did their best, but they did not win. They did their best, they did not win. And unfortunately, post-independence, we got independence only for bringing our own education system in the first place, my dear friends. Please understand me. We got independence not for rails, roads and bridges. If that was the agenda, Britishers have been doing very well. Look at the Ripon building constructed by the Britisher. It still remains strong. There's a new bridge constructed in Bengal which falls post-independence. So, if the infrastructure was the thing, Britishers have been doing good. We wanted our own education system. Unfortunately, post-independence, there were a lot of deliberations happened, but this clerical mindset never went away. We wanted an renaissance of our Bharat education system to come in. The highest level of wisdom is the interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary education system which should emerge. My dear friends, when the baby is born, it is an enlightened mind. By going through the education system which is there today, it is becoming clerk. It is becoming clerk. And this does not give you the enlightened for becoming entrepreneurs. You look at the entrepreneurs in Tirupur, 60% of the entrepreneurs did not pass 8th standard. And they are all making 8,000 crore, 9,000 crore. They are all self-enlightened. If they go through the education system in India, then they become clerk and employee. Now, why I am giving this reference to you is simply to tell you, education is not useless, but it's used less in India. I hope you got the point for building India. So looking at this, we wanted a reform to completely transform India to the next level. And there were, Mr. Prime Minister Srinivasan was mentioning in 1968 when Mrs. Gandhi was there, she tried to bring some of the reforms. At that point of time also Tamil Nadu opposed it. And then post 1991 they brought a reform, but at that point of time not much sound was heard from Tamil Nadu. 1986 also they got some certain reforms, but there was no complete transcending reforms which was brought in. But today is the time available for us, and it's a right time, I would tell you, to bring these reforms. One, we have a majority government at center, and he can take any decision. He can even amend the constitution, my dear friends. Today he has the opportunity. My good friends, when they were all asking me why did Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi bowed before the constitution, I said to change on the day of before the day of when he conducted a parliamentary session and in the central hall. Why I am saying is, this education as a vision, this education policy as a vision. What is that vision? The National Education Policy 2019 envisions an India-centered education system that contributes directly to transform our nation sustainably into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high-quality education to all. I want to draw a reference to a great thinker from our India, our own Swami Vivekananda. He says in 19th century, please understand my dear friends, nobody can be a great thinker than Swami Vivekananda because he has travelled 22,000 kilometers across India. Today politicians of respective constituencies don't even visit you, but still you elect them. Right? But Swami Vivekananda went on researching about India. He says, what is meant by education? According to Swami Vivekananda, education is not the amount of information that we put into our brain and runs riot there, undigested all your life. We must have life building, man making, character building, assimilation of ideas. This is what he precisely says. The quote goes long, but I am cutting it down. He says, assimilation of ideas. Present education system, what we have is an information overload. For example, what is examination? Examination is a memory game. How much ever I remember, I'll write. Degree exam is different. You can write anything, whatever you want. It's a weight only they will put in the university. That's a different issue. That's how I was coached. 10th standard is a turning point in our life. What happened after 10th standard? Nothing happened. 12th standard is another big turning point in our life. What happened? Nothing happened. You complete the graduation with the gold medal. Fine. What happened after that? The sky did not come down. So we wanted an education system where your purpose and the passion comes out through the education process. As simple as that. How do we get that done? We need to build a system around it. As simple as that. Now the system that is set in the National Education Policy is Indian system. The Indian system is nothing but exploring your possibility. My dear friends, the entire world came to India. In ancient system, there are only three knowledge systems. One is the West, two is India, and third is China. And East dominated the philosophies of the highest level of system. Buddha emerged from here. Swami Vivekananda came from here. Adi Shankara came from here. That shows that we were having the best education system. In fact, one of the ambassadors to America from China said, India dominated China without entering China. I hope you got the point. People came to Takshashila. People came to Nalanda from China. Why am I giving this history? To tell you why this reform is required. Now, what is the changes that is proposed? My dear friends, understand the national policy document, you should understand, education policy document, you should understand from three dimensions. One is from the school education perspective. Two, from the college education perspective. Three, from the accreditation, standard setting, funding and research perspective. As simple as that. This is all about all this document. This is all about this. Only three perspectives. One is the school education perspective, then the college education perspective, and three, accreditation, standard setting, the regulation aspect, standard setting, and then funding and research aspect. Now what is that they are trying to do? Present school system, what is the school system? You are from LKG to 12th standard. From LKG, what do you read? Now Chennai requires rain. But what is the rhymes you read? Rain, go away. Don't you want rain now in Chennai? Now you go to the LKG kid, it will laugh at you, I am telling you, my dear friends. Rain, go away. Chennai, no water here. Still you read that without any purpose. Right? Now the point I am making here is we need to build a system where the government is now thinking under the policy to come out with 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4 policy. 5 plus 3 plus 3, 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. So there are going to be 4 levels of intervention by the government, and the system is going to change in the school level. There's a pedagogy system. I don't have much time to discuss about it, but you can look at the Cambridge University syllabus that is happening right now, IGCS syllabus. It may interlink to that extent. It may interlink to that extent is my understanding, practically from the ground level I'm talking about it. Now, second thing that they are looking at is kind of bridging multidisciplinary subjects. What's happening? Take for example our own Srinivasa Ramanujan. He was good in maths, but he never passed chemistry and physics. Right? There are people like that. Right? There are people who will never pass anything. That is a different issue. That is a different breed. But Srinivasa Ramanujan was the best in math. Unfortunately, chemistry and physics is not excelling. Now let us assume if we put him in the system of education right now, he's a big failure. We will lose Srinivasa Ramanujan. I hope you got the point. Man who knew the infinity. So we wanted a model where you will choose a major and a minor based on your interest. Based on your interest. Somebody will be interested in public policy and finance. For example, I am running a public policy institute now. I have done my Indian Chartered Accountancy course, Cost Accountancy course, Company Secretary and Law. I have also done London course. So I know the West and the East, how it functions in education. Right? But unfortunately, people have divided the finance and accounts from public policy. There need to be an interdisciplinary approach and multidisciplinary approach where I pick and choose what I like. There's no much choice available. So we need to bring a hybrid kind of an education where we can mix and match to our requirement. Just the way we wear our dress, just the way we paint our houses, we want to paint our education system. For that, government is saying, let's bring liberal arts education in the college level, in the UG level, my dear friends. Your college, Dr. MGR Janaki College of Arts and Science, will not be called as Dr. MGR Janaki Science of Arts and Science College in another 2 years or 3 years. If this education policy comes into picture and effective, it will be called as Dr. MGR Janaki College of Liberal Arts Education. This will be the name change. And I'm giving why this is required. This is the same thing happening in Oxford, this is the same thing happening in Cambridge, this is happening in Harvard. But we are fine-tuning to Indian requirement and trying to bring it. You do chemistry, still you like a computer science, you can mix and match. You like physics, you still can match with your computer science, you can bring out. You like physics and digital data analytics, you can mix and match the papers. So this offering is now available as part of your liberal arts education. You like music, but you are unfortunately made to only do BSc chemistry. The music in you dies. Curriculum, co-curricular activity, extracurricular activity. Curricular activity is the main focus in India because you can become a clerk. Co-curricular activity, less interest. Time irunda pannuvom. Extracurricular activity, complete no. Right? But in a liberal arts education, probably you're going to be offered a situation where you will choose music, chemistry, and data analytics. Probably you'll choose one of the areas. So this is how the offering is going to change. Chartered accountant, you look at them now, they'll always be dull. They don't know what they have lost in their life after doing CA. Look at them. They will not smile at all. They'll be always thinking, what goes wrong? Right? Now the point is, chartered accountant could be a good musician. When he's doing BCom, he's lost the opportunity to enroll for the music. So, but here, through liberal arts education, this might be a combination. So, why I'm giving these references, my dear friends, when the world is moving towards 21st century skills, you should understand this education policy. This education policy is inclined towards 21st century skills identified by World Bank, OECD, and your World Economic Forum, now which is talking about cognitive, which is going to dominate, the thinking ability. My dear friends, today the computer systems, that is your robotic systems, is trying to replace all your rule-based work. America itself is going to lose 48% of jobs in another 2-3 years. Economist says this, the report from Economist says this, 48% of American employees are going to lose jobs. America is driven by innovation and cognitive solutions already. They themselves are going to be replaced. India is completely driven by rules. What is your ambition now? You want Barclays company to come here and recruit in BPO. And BPO jobs are rule-based, which will be replaced by the robots and cognitive solution. Now the question is, Robotic solution can replace completely the rule-based system, but it cannot completely replace the cognitive solutions. So the thinking aspects. So thinking aspect, creative aspect, imaginative aspect has to come in. That is the reason they are bringing liberal arts. I hope you got the point. That is the reason they want to give you your passion as a quotient there. So you will do the course also, you will take up the cognitive aspects and thinking aspects as well. This is the vision. In fact, it is not the political will of the Narendra Modi government. It is his vision to transform this education since the day one he came in 2014. Unfortunately, at that point of time, he did not have majority in the Rajya Sabha. Today, he has a majority in Lok Sabha and he will get it in the Rajya Sabha, and most of the states also. He is there in the power. It is a right time to bring the changes in the national education policy, because state government support is also required. I hope you got the point. So when he is in the majority, it is again a vision where he has brought into action, and I am sure this is going to transform a lot of educational ideas that is existing today in the country. Beyond this, the research is lacking in India. Today, as a private college, private university, I am not given access to the research funds. If you are a government, the government will fund the government institution. If you are a private, then anything private I will not do. At the end of the day, we should not forget, there is a student from Chennai Nagar who is studying in MGR Janaki college, who is aspiring to become a doctorate. Now you are saying I will only fund the IITians. IITians will, moment they complete, they will go out of the country and never come back, because they all wanted to have green card, black card and everything in the world. And now here, my student here who is coming from Chennai Nagar, the deprived, the marginal, of course he is studying in a private college, doesn't get the access to the funds of research which she or she can do. This access of education should become equal irrespective of whether it is private or public. I hope you got the idea. So management angle private, but education is equal, right? So government cannot come into the business of education. How much universities they can construct? So they have to provide access. All they have to have is transparency and capacity building. So this vision is coming into the government's mind right now. I appreciate to that extent. And at least 15 educational regulatory bodies are there now in India. Medical Council of India. Nursing, my dear friends, another council in India. Politics has gone into all the councils. It is easy to get the work done in the government of India than the councils that is existing for the education institutions. You go to an ICCR, SR funding, they lost so many documents. At the end of the day, there is a favoritism. We want this to go away from the system. If this has to go away, we want to merge and take out all the regulatory bodies in the country and have one regulatory body for approving all the education system. This policy document provides that opportunity, my dear friends. The 4 roles that they will play is accreditation of the universities, the activity within the regulatory body which they are planning, to standard setting. The Medical Council of India should move out from regulating to standard setting. I hope you got the point. Setting the standards for the medical colleges and universities. And similarly, a Bar Council of India now should move out from regulating to standard setting. Let the regulatory be some other body. I hope you got the point. So this aspect is put forth in the national education policy. And beyond all these things, one important thing which all the professors and teaching staffs will be happy. The document says that teaching staff should not be put for non-teaching activity. Professors should have a good time and you should support this. My dear friends, I have seen in colleges, not just in one college, I have seen in colleges, today teacher community works for 18 hours, my dear friends. And how can they go and upgrade the knowledge? Same Reddy and Murthy book only you are using for BCom. There's no change. Same economics book only you are using. What kind of a development that has happened in the past 20 years? I'm talking about BCom education itself, which I have gone through. Why I'm saying is, we need to build the capacity of the teachers. If we have to build the capacity of the teachers from the knowledge level, they should be moved out from the administrative and the non-teaching activity to core teaching activity, where training and research will play a major role in the days to come. I'm telling you, education is going to be the great opportunity in India. You will see revolution happening, provided it is self-driven at the end of the day. Nobody can come and give you every knowledge what you want. It is self-driven. If you want to get educated, if you want to drive your life to a greater level of ideas, then you have to go through the process in your own way. This offers that this provides an opportunity, and the UG courses will move to 4 years from 3 years. And fourth year when you complete, you will be given honors, my dear friends. You will be given an honors degree. And that kind of a facility government is thinking. And the last thing which I want to highlight and complete my session, the government is thinking about Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog, like Niti Ayog, National Education Commission, which they are thinking, where the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to be the chairman of the Rashtriya Shiksha Ayog, that is National Education Commission, where the Prime Minister itself wanted to oversee the implementation of education in the country. The Vice Chairman is going to be the Minister of HRD, that is the Minister for the HRD will be the Vice Chairman, and he is going to handle the entire transformation of the education in the country, because education is the only opportunity to transform India to a great teacher of the world. If India enlightens, world enlightens. Minus India, world will not even remain for 1 month, my dear friends. That is the kind of a wisdom we have. Unfortunately, we have inferiority complex on ourselves. We have to move out from that inferiority complex. Education is the only tool to explore our inner strength. Please understand, inner strength. The education should develop the inner strength. For that, they are recommending Chanakya, Bhaskaracharya, and many other Indian wisdom ideas to come inside. How many of them know it is just not Albert Einstein or Galileo or Wright brothers who have got scientific innovations in the world? India have been much more pioneering it. If you want to know how India has done it, Ramakrishna Institute of Culture book has about 12 volumes where they have discussed about the science in Indian wisdom, about the science in different phases, and that book is now taken by the government of India to reform the syllabus. I'm giving you the reference of the book also. Government of India has asked Ramakrishna Institute of Culture to give the 12 volumes of book to put the syllabus, the comprehensive syllabus for Indian wisdom. It's already ready. The book is given, shared already to the government. This is one thing. And two, the government will also bring the Western science. Swami Vivekananda says, the world can only prosper if only Western science and Eastern philosophy come together. The Eastern philosophy and Western science, we have to merge, and India has that opportunity to do that. This is the vision of the education policy, and any questions, I will take it up, and I'm sure in this 21st century, India will emerge as a Vishwaguru of the world teacher, only because of the youth like you. Today, India's population, more than 50% is 26 years. And this 26 years is a demographic dividend will only exist for 20 years. If I don't change the education policy today in the country, then I'm sure you are the sufferer and not the country. Please understand. From the because it's self-empowerment. Education is self-empowerment. So you should welcome this. Of course, any policy when they bring in, there are lack of ground realities. When they talk about Indian wisdom, they are not talking about Bharadiyar of Tamil Nadu. They are not talking about Thiruvalluvar. They are not talking about Thiruvasagam, Tiruppavai, Tiruppugal, Periya Puranam, which has come from this land. The true wisdom of the entire world has emerged from Tamil Nadu, which has to reflect back in the national level, for which we have to work towards it. My dear friends, let me draw the reference of 3 important policies which have become a national policy from Tamil Nadu. Our own MGR brought the Sathya, he enhanced the Sathya Tittam. When the country did not know how to develop education, we developed the education through Sathya Tittam, which none of the states had any idea. That came from our own state of Tamil Nadu, my dear friends. It was pioneered by Karnaveer Kamarajar. For him, the priority was education. He was not educated, but he had the heart to educate everyone. And he went on to give the education, bring the education policy. And you should read his life story, how he has transformed Tamil Nadu today to become a literate state. Many of the IAS officers and IPS officers and IFS have come because Kamarajar provided that one meal. For that one meal they came to school, and they subsequently became the IAS officer and IPS officer and IRS officers, my dear friends. Beyond all these things, our own Dr. Avinash Lingam Chettiar, a great follower of Mahatma Gandhi, was the first education minister of Tamil Nadu. If you want to know the implication of this national education policy, I would want you to go and look at the presentation done by the Assembly in 1940s itself. by Avinash Lingam Chettiar. I have the reference of the education policy. He has presented about the Education Reorganization Committee report. That time itself he has referred about all these things which is there in National Education Policy, my dear friends. And Tamil Nadu was the first to implement the Library Act. Tamil Nadu was the first to bring so many other changes. And I want Tamil Nadu to respond to this national education policy also, not from the critical point of view, not from the political point of view. Whether Hindi we want or not, that is secondary. We want 21st century education skills. Right? Whether Hindi you want or not, compulsorily or by choice, that is secondary. But more than that, today the burning issue, we want employment. We want job creation. That is more important than whether we want or not. People will politicize that. But I want you to respond directly to the government. Twitter is there. You can write it. Whatever you read from the education policy, go through that. Use your ideas and write to the government. We run Swami Vivekananda School of Public Policy with the help of Sri Ramakrishna Amma Chennai. And we have represented many policies to the government. It has become a national policy from Chennai. We are doing it silently. No advertisement, nothing. Some of the MSME policies we have given from Chennai. And it has become a national policy in the hands of Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Not many know that. You can still do the transformation of policies sitting right here today, and you can transform the Delhi's policy. No more the Lithuanians are ruling under the Modi's government. Now the people are the driving force of the government. You should understand this. And if you want to really understand the country, do not watch any television channels. Please look at the national policy. And if you really want to contribute to the country, contribute to yourself. Do not watch serials. Right? If you want to really know who you are, do not watch movies. Because the moment you watch a movie, they take you to a different world which is not the world. You lose the real you. I hope you got the point. Please invest your time for the next 1 month on this national education policy. I want a group of students to form a club here on the national education policy, and you should reflect back respond on this issue and report to the government. We have the great leader from our Chennai, Mr. Prime Point Srinivasan, who is running Sansad Ratna Award. When the entire country did not think about how to award an MP, he came out with the matrix. And today he is awarding every year from Chennai. All the MPs come down from Delhi to receive award from him. Can you understand the impact he has created? If there is a will, there is a way, my dear friends. And you can do that. This is the message I wanted to give you. And I'm sure this message will stay in your mind. This is all about the national education policy which I want to drive here. Thank you.